This week, you know him, you love him, and we've got him here at the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta.
Matt Foxcroft from Matt's RV Reviews and a whole lot more. This is RV Miles.
RV Miles is sponsored by LL Bean, dedicated to helping you experience all the benefits of time outside and stay more comfortable while you're out there. From soft and breathable activewear designed to do it all, to just right layers perfect for changing weather, to sun-smart clothing that blocks the sun's harmful rays, every LL Bean product is made with comfortable time outside in mind. Visit llbean.com to shop now. LL Bean. Be an outsider.
Welcome to episode 214 of the RV Miles podcast. I'm Jason.
And I'm Abby, and we are two full-time travelers who have been on the road since 2016, crisscrossing North America with our three boys. Each week we talk all things RV, from industry news to travel destinations, our national parks, and a whole lot more.
We are so thrilled to be coming to you in front of a live studio audience here at the 2021 Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta, and we're here with Matt Foxcroft, who's going to be here for the whole show. But we're gonna
nobody clapped there. Matt Foxcroft.
We're going to talk with Matt in the middle of the show about everything that he does over at his awesome YouTube channel and more. But we're going to kick off the show here with talking about some fun RVing stuff. What do we got today, Abby?
So first, we wanted to just talk a little bit about an article that recently came out from RV Share. It's just a little something fun as we run into the fall camping season, and they announced their top fall travel destinations and trends. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot here,
ready.
Matt.
Yes.
Can you think of an overall theme, for the fall? What would be the, I would say, trend of the fall to go and do for people that want to finally get back out, start doing something?
Foliage, maple syrup, flannels.
Leaf peeping, Jason's favorite word on the planet.
Yes, absolutely.
You were so close, but it's actually music festivals.
Really?
You were really in that. I was feeling that outdoor vibe from you.
I don't know. I think it's the Northeast with the leaves changing.
No, so one of the things that's really popular this fall is music festivals, and we're talking in Oklahoma, in Georgia, in Florida, in Arizona, in Virginia, in Tennessee. They are all having music festivals this fall, and they are doing it in a way that is inviting RVers. They're setting them up in these spaces that have campgrounds near them, which I think is actually really, really smart, because they're figuring out that if you build the campground, they will come.
Well, here's the interesting thing is that the RV rental business has exploded even bigger than the rest of the RV industry over the last year and a half. But the bread and butter of the RV rental business before the pandemic was events and festivals like this.
Yeah.
And they've been operating all this time now without those events happening. So now that they're coming back, the RV rental business is even getting bigger. So
you know what the second most popular thing is right now, and we just did it.
What?
NASCAR.
NASCAR.
Go into the race, Talladega
Hell
Nights.
yeah, America.
Yeah, and you know what? We actually just introduced Talladega Nights, the movie, to our older kids after we'd gone to NASCAR.
Nice.
It felt very relatable to them, and it was pretty amazing. So those are destinations, but what I found really interesting was the locations are very, very different than where people are going for music festivals. The destinations, the states they want to go to, Utah, Nevada, Arizona, they want to go to Wyoming, and then they want to go to Disney World.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they all want to go west because obviously it's beautiful this
and then
time
just
of
a little
year.
pocket of Florida.
And then they want to go see the mouse.
Yeah.
So this is, I'll link to it in the show notes. You can go over to rvmiles.com/214. In fact, everything that we talk about in this episode will either be in the description if you are watching it on YouTube, or it will be over on rvmiles.com.
So we are here at the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, and this is a big event, sort of like the music festivals for RVers every single year. There are lots and lots of rigs here, and it runs over the course of like a week and a half, like 10 days-ish more, and there's new rigs coming in. Lots pulled out today. We've been here since last weekend, and we're going to be here through next weekend, getting to meet lots of fine people, which is always cool to do.
Now, Matt, you're going up in a balloon tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm going up in a balloon, and I'm awfully nervous about it.
Yeah, I heard you say you had also contacted your insurance company.
Yep. Northwestern Mutual has been contacted about this. Also, I need to be very careful with what I eat tonight, because one of my biggest fears is finding out if the hot air balloon has a prime pooping position. And
Does not. I can tell you that from experience.
What restaurant did we go to last night? Yeah, no El Pinto tonight. We'll probably do like Campbell's chicken noodle soup or something.
Yeah, you'd just eat something really absorbing
Right,
tonight.
right,
Easy,
for
real
sure.
chill. Maybe a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Absolutely. Yep.
There you go. Well, this is the 49th annual Balloon Fiesta. Next year is their big one. It's their 50th. And what's really great about this year is it's sort of the first time that the RV industry has really kind of stepped up and taken a really like forward position, not only with sponsoring, but then the amount of us that are all out here as well to kind of meet and talk to people and share seminars. I know Matt can't even walk out onto the field without like 5,000 people just running right after him. Like
Not running, but it's weird.
It's a little
It's
overwhelming.
weird getting recognized.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a little bit. Like that is something that has been new to try and navigate a little bit. But I love like watching you out there because you're just so friendly.
Thank you.
And you absolutely love it. And I think that that's super cool to see.
Yeah.
And we will be there to watch you in that balloon tomorrow.
Oh, man.
But we will not be following under the balloon.
Yes.
We will not be chasing it.
It's a lot. Look, I got to go up last Saturday. It is a lot of fun. It is amazing. I'm afraid of heights.
Yeah.
I was not afraid a second of that ride.
Well,
It was a
me and
blast.
Abby, we were talking about it, and when you went up, you're a little bit taller than me, and your equilibrium, I'm not a scientist, but the pole was like on your thigh.
The railing of that basket
railing,
is very low.
yes.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
think I'm going to have that issue, but I was a little concerned for you, and I was about to make, I make morbid jokes every once in a while, but then I saw your kids, how scared they were, and I was like, maybe I'll just keep this joke to myself.
Yeah. Henry was so concerned about his daddy going up in this balloon.
Yeah.
Like he was trying every like little kid tactic to get Jason to change his mind. And so then I was navigating like wanting this to be a really great experience for Jason and celebrate that with him, but then also at the same time trying to recognize that I had a kid that was really uncomfortable with this and taking him maybe over to a little bit of a different section or trying to, like, is the Yoda balloon, please let the Yoda balloon be somewhere around here, or the Darth Vader balloon, or...
I didn't know, so I was feeling, sad going up with seeing him there, but then I didn't know that you guys were going to end up being on the chase crew.
Yes.
And so the first thing I saw as I landed was Henry helping some other guys pull some stuff out of the trailer and like bring the bag that the balloon goes in as I'm coming down, and that was really, really great to see.
Yeah, and thank you to Sandy for organizing that for us, because I think that changed his whole attitude once he knew we were going to get to jump in the truck and follow after Dad. But then also he thought it was hilarious how fast the guy was going with all these people in the back.
Oh, yeah?
And I mean, he was not driving like he had people in the back of his truck.
Yeah.
And he was taking some left turns where he was using those people basically as the shield to get the cars to stop so he could take the left. And I was like, I'm really glad I chose to sit up here with the
Dukes
kids.
of Hazzard.
Yeah, it was real crazy. So anyway, if you have this on your bucket list as something to do, it's absolutely worth it. Next year is the 50th anniversary, and that is just going to be absolutely crazy.
RV Life and Lippert are big sponsors here this year. Hopefully more RV industry companies will be next year, but if you want to come next year, reservations open up like after the turn of the year, so you really got to plan ahead for it.
Like plan now.
But we can guarantee you we're going to be back here next year. It's absolutely worth it.
Absolutely, and hopefully you will be too.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll get you up in another balloon.
Yeah, let's see how tomorrow goes.
We'll be back in a moment with more from Matt Foxcroft, and we're going to talk about his life as a celebrity YouTuber.
All right.
We'll be right back. Find your next camping adventure with the Spot Tonight app. Spot Tonight offers real-time visibility across numerous campgrounds available for immediate booking. Easy to use and free to download, with Spot Tonight you can build a traveling profile, share parks with friends via messaging, and mark your favorite campgrounds. Travelers can search for specific parks that meet their exact needs for tonight and beyond. No more blind searches in hopes of finding an available spot. Simply look, book, and go. Campground owners, download the Spot Tonight app and see how your park can join a vastly expanding network. For more information, visit spottonight.com or simply download the app in the Apple or Google Play stores. Look, book, and go with Spot Tonight. Travel may seem a bit confusing right now, but Out Travel the System is here to help. The podcast brought to you by Expedia is full of tips and tricks from experts so you can hack your travel. Have confidence as you plan your next road trip adventure or dream vacation thanks to Out Travel the System. Subscribe today on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening to this show.
We are back with our buddy Matt Foxcroft from Matt's RV Reviews over on YouTube. And Matt, you have built an empire around RVing.
Thank you.
And around specifically touring RVs and giving your 3 good things and 3 things you just might not like so much about every RV.
Yeah, thank you.
Was it just being a dealer and wanting to start putting tours on YouTube that led you to just start doing this?
Yeah, so I started about 4 years ago at a small dealership called Leo's Vacation Center in Maryland. And I did it just to try to get more business, right? And my reviews in the beginning, one, I look a little bit skinnier in the videos. I was only recording with 1 camera and not 5 at the time. But they were very boring, and they were very industry standard videos. Just your typical walkthroughs that you would see that would come from other dealerships or manufacturers. I was just replicating that. And I did that just to get business. And we hit about 1,600 subscribers in about a year, and I really saw where it was going. And so I went to a Gary Vaynerchuk seminar, and I was telling Gary, I was like, listen, I'm doing these reviews, but my personality isn't in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people come to the dealership, it's a completely different experience. And he said, well, stop making the videos that way and just start being yourself. He told me to change the name from Matt at Leo's Vacation Center to Matt's RV Reviews, self-branding or whatever. And I wanted to do like a rating score, 1 out of 10, and rate every RV. But we've come to the conclusion that we couldn't do that because I'm trying to sell the RVs as well. So we came up with the idea, I'm not sure if it was him or me or us together, of 3 things that we like about each RV and 3 things that we don't like. And then from that point on, we went from 1,600 to 16,000 subscribers. And then at about the 12,000 subscriber point, my wife joined us. And my wife's very opinionated in the best way. And so she started chiming in, and then we went from 12,000 subscribers to 150,000 subscribers, 30 million views, and 2 YouTube channels.
Y'all are ballers.
Thank you.
Well, it's so hard for people to go through that process of trying to find an RV. It's so overwhelming. There are so many thousands of floor plans available out there.
Yeah.
And to decide, I'm just going to go drive over to a dealership or 2 and start looking through them. That's kind of overwhelming, especially when you know they're probably not going to have the specific thing you're looking for. So it's great to go onto YouTube and to find walkthroughs of RVs.
Yeah.
And to be able to like really get the detail of the layout and see a professional that give their feedback on what might be good for you and what might not be good for you.
Yeah, and that's what I like to tell everybody. There's a butt for every seat, you know, and what might not be, like everybody knows I'm not a huge fan of Class B motorhomes, but there's a lot of people that do like Class B motorhomes. And my biggest thing with the RV industry was that other than Josh from Halet, what's up, Josh? I love Josh. But other than him, everybody, when they did like a normal review, or even when you go to an RV dealership, this is the best one. This is the best one that you want to buy. And it's even been to the point, you know, I'm a huge fan of Integra, and these Jayco salespeople were telling people not to buy Integras. And I know there's Integra salespeople that will tell people not to buy Jayco, but they're the same thing. They're the same product. And they were just putting their own self-interest in front of it. And so that's why, you know, I wanted to be able to review everything and show everybody and just educate people on sister products as well.
So now so for the longest time you were working with dealerships as your business, and now you have gone out on your own and you're just doing the YouTube stuff, not as a dealer anymore.
Correct. Yeah. No, we have a business now. We're kind of official. Matt's RV Reviews LLC. Can you believe that wasn't taken? I could not believe that. But yeah, no. So we're actually like technically like a media company now. We have 4 employees. Me, my wife, Will, and Jen. We are about to hire like a 5th employee, and we're like an actual company now where, you know, our goal is to be like the JD Power or like, you know, the whatever of the RV industry, you know, whoever does it in the car industry. But we want to be like the source.
Like Consumer Reports.
Yeah,
type
like
deal.
a Consumer Reports for the RV industry.
I wasn't going to jump in, but now I'm
you got a question. Go for it.
Now I got a question. So I actually have a question about that transition.
Yeah.
And so what was it for you that made you decide that, look, I want to actually become our own business? Like, what is the goal here for you guys when you are now doing this independently?
Yeah.
And you've got this staff and you're building this brand for yourselves, but you're building a business.
Yeah.
And so what was that like for you? Was that kind of a scary decision to make?
Oh yeah, very scary. Very. I've actually never known stress in my life. Like, true story. I've never had anxiety or whatever it's called. I actually didn't even believe that it really existed. And like, not trying to sound ignorant, I've never had it. And when we left our employer and went independent and didn't see a paycheck come in, it was like, oh, this is what everybody's talking about.
And it's on me now to get it completely
right,
done.
because it wasn't just me and Andrea. We were providing for Will and Jen as well. And, you know, trying to get the dealerships to let us record there and trying to find the units. And then lawyers. I love my lawyer. They're actually a good friend, but they cost a lot of money. And next thing you know, it's just like, it was so much easier when I was an employee. Then I'm like, I want to do this stuff, and now it's just costing me money to make reviews now. It was really stressful, but we've straightened everything out now.
Has there been a level of freedom you think that has come with this for you all now in regards to what you can and can't do? Do you feel
No.
Okay.
I've always done what I've wanted to do.
Good.
You know, I've always said, you know, this is crap or this is junk, or I say it in a way like, hey, this is entry level. And that's what I love about RVs. You literally get what you pay for. And I've always just been, I always speak my mind.
Good.
So there's not like, oh, the chains are off now and I can say whatever I want. The big thing was, I want to be able to review Airstreams. I want to be able to review leisures and pleasureways and road treks and Intex.
I heard you wanted to look at a Sabre too. Somebody.
Yeah. So I
Brought
reviewed
that
a Sabre, and I gave you guys a shout out in the video, but it wasn't your exact floor plan.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
somebody.
Do you guys still have your zebra shades?
We sure do.
I love the zebra shades. Everybody,
I love 'em.
Everybody hates the zebra shades on YouTube. They're all wrong. I love the zebra shades.
I love
They're
them.
fantastic for video.
Yes.
You get to like adjust the light. But you now, especially since you have left General, now you see more RVs than anybody, I think. You see so many RVs now.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what's out there now. So we have the 2022 models have all rolled out now.
Yes.
Has there been anything that's really caught your eye that has excited you this year?
Yeah, so that's a great point because one of my disappointments this year from the Hershey show, there wasn't too much new stuff out in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because all the manufacturers are backlogged. Leisure didn't show up to the Hershey show. Airstream didn't show up to the Hershey show because they have 2 years of orders and they didn't need to be there. But what's really exciting me this year is, I hate saying this, but the Class B market is really exciting me because more people are making Class Bs now. So part of the reason why I don't like Class Bs is because the price.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, it's not just the dealerships who are raising the price on you, it's the manufacturers. And when there is, let me give it an example, the Winnebago Revel was that only 19-foot Mercedes with 4x4 out in the market. So Winnebago could have been, they put whatever price tag they wanted on it, right? And then the dealerships, we put whatever price tag that we wanted on it. But since that came out 2 years ago, Thor came out with 2 of them, Integra and Jayco just came out with them, Tiffin just came out with the Winnebago 4x4, Pleasureway. And so when there's variety, there's competition, and competition's going to try to help get that Class B price point down.
Boy, I hope so.
I hope so. They're expensive. Yeah, they're expensive.
When we don't have kids, that's probably what we're going to do one day. So by then, hopefully.
No, I'll never have a Class B.
We need
But
You say that, I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah,
I'll hold you to that.
but the Super C game is very, very exciting. What's going on with Dynamax and Renegade, two brands that I wasn't able to review, not that they were good or bad, it was just the dealership I worked at last didn't sell them.
Yeah.
And so now, that we're reviewing everything, the Super C game's getting really, really good because they're finding out people are willing to pay a little bit more, and not everybody wants the big bus and they want the Super C. So I'm really excited to see what happens within the next 2 years.
Yeah, it'll be nice if a few more things can show up at Tampa
Yeah.
in January.
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
That's the hope.
It's hard for people to order these units now, so there are a lot of manufacturers not showing up because they like you said, they've got 2 years worth of orders.
Right.
But
We made a joke in the business saying we used to sell RVs. Now we just take orders
Yeah.
on RVs.
Well, and that's happening in the
that's
automotive
pretty much.
industry
Yep.
as well. Is there's so many fewer cars on all the lots out there and all that sort of stuff. But let's talk about dealerships a little bit.
Yes.
Because a lot of our listeners are people that are looking to buy. You don't need to spill the tea, but what are some...
But
They
feel-
did it. It was them. No,
But
I'm just
feel
kidding.
free.
Yes.
If your tea falls, that's totally fine.
What are some tips for recognizing what dealers are out for you and not out for them, and what dealers are going to have your back?
Right. So that's very hard. Okay. Truthfully, it's very hard. Your mom and pop places generally will always have your back more than the big corporate places, but there's advantages to the bigger places that the mom and pop places don't have. So it's a very hard decision to figure out. And then not only that, it's not just about the ownership, it's about the managers, the service department, the salesperson. If you're not getting that warm and fuzzy feeling during the sales process, I can 100% guarantee you won't get that warm and fuzzy feeling during the service department. So that's very tough. And it's one of those things I was telling some people, the RV service industry is horrible. And they all are, and it is kind of like trying to find the better of the evils, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to, but at the same time, so it's the service, they're backlogged. What was it? 4,000 RVs for every one technician.
Yes.
Yeah.
The manufacturers and the OEMs can't get parts from wherever they're from to send it to the dealerships. And then it's a combination of those two, plus a lot of new customers coming into the RV industry come in with the wrong expectations. They feel like because they're spending $100,000 on a motorhome that it should be perfect, not realizing either from us content creators not explaining it well enough, or the RV salesperson not explaining it to us, or their next door neighbor not explaining that, hey, an RV stands for ruined vacation, and it's not if something goes wrong, it's when something goes wrong.
Yeah.
And it's just knowing that you have to know how to fix things up, because there's always going to be something wrong. How many people have something wrong with their RV right now? There you go. Yeah. And again,
everyone.
but they're right. But they're here, and nothing. It's never going to be perfect. And when I interviewed Featherlight, who makes $2.5 million motorhomes, they were talking about their service departments because even they break.
Yeah. Well, it's like when you build a house,
Yep.
you're going to have a punch list for your builder afterwards.
Yep.
And these are being built somewhere and then shipped somewhere, and things are going to happen during that process.
Yeah, hire an RV inspector.
Yes.
No matter what, new or used.
And the level of things that you're going to have wrong are going to be something as just simple as a screw that needs to be tightened all the way up to something major I don't even want to put out into the universe and say, 'cause
Right.
I don't want to see that happen to somebody.
So we have been telling people to hire an inspector for a very long time now, but we've been hearing from a lot of our listeners that they've tried in some instances, and a dealer says that they don't allow it, or they try to talk them out of it, or do you find that that's happening more and more?
So yeah, that's crazy how you mentioned that, because I've been hearing that a lot lately. That's ridiculous. And if I find out that it's a dealership that I'm working with now, I won't record there anymore, because that's not right. If somebody's they're buying the unit, so they're making money on the sale, They're making money on the after stuff. Yes, they're hiring an inspector, but this isn't a $5 cheeseburger, you know?
Right.
Yeah, so I would never, like, I heard stories of dealerships charging the customer money to have the inspection done. I would say no way. I'd say no way.
No way.
New deal.
Walk
Time
away.
to find a new deal. And
Yeah.
lots of people will fly to get their RV. They'll take
Yep.
multiple flights to get their RV.
People do it. People do it all the time. Come visit me in Florida.
If you had a magic wand and you could have any wish for the RV industry, what would you change?
Wow.
Oh, man.
Boy, you did say
That's not a deep question. That's like the standard
I know.
interview question.
but it
No
even-
more radius showers. I would destroy the radius showers.
With like the curved doors?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
30 by 36 showers in all RVs. If you can't, seriously, that is my biggest pet peeve. I don't know. So I wish, if I had to make a wish, I wish that automotive technicians and automotive mechanics knew how much money they could make in the RV industry, because that's why they're all in the auto industry and not in the RV industry. And, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Because again, you fix that, it's better for every dealership nationwide.
Yeah, somebody from the RV Technical Institute was telling us that the number of RV technicians out there has literally not changed in 15 years.
Yeah, it's crazy. There needs to be more technicians.
It's wild. And
Because again, people do miss their trips and they do miss their memories. And RVs are horrible investments. I say that in a good way though. And they're made to be making memories. And so when somebody misses a memory, that really sucks.
yeah.
They remember that.
Yep.
All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have our Fresh Tank Black Tank segment. But Matt is not leaving us. He's
No.
going to join us with his own Fresh Tank and Black Tank.
Here we go now.
We'll be back in a minute. Electrical surge protection is one of the cheapest insurance policies you can provide for your RV, and the Power Watchdog Smart Surge Protector, made by Hughes Autoformers, beats the competition with field replaceable surge modules. With other brands, when the surge protector takes a large surge or a spike, you have to throw it away. The Power Watchdog can be brought back to life with one small affordable part you can replace yourself. They'll even give you a free surge module in the first 2 years and now have a limited lifetime warranty. Use the coupon code RVMiles, all one word, for 10% off your order at HughesAutoformers.com. That's code RVMiles for 10% off at HughesAutoformers.com. Fall is around the corner, so it's time to start thinking about prepping for the winter off-season. Whether you own a motorhome, a travel trailer, or a truck camper, EmpireCovers.com is here to help protect all your vehicles against Mother Nature. EmpireCovers.com offers high-quality, affordable covers that are engineered to protect. Every cover comes with a free multi-year warranty to guarantee that it remains durable over time. If you're not in need of a full cover, Empire has just launched a line of RV rooftop covers that keep the roof of your RV clean and protect it from UV rays. Listeners can receive free shipping and 60% off the original price of their cover order. Visit EmpireCovers.com/RVMiles or use promo code MILES60 at checkout. EmpireCovers.com. Protect what you love. We are back, and it is time for our Fresh Tank Black Tank segment, and Matt is going to join us for that. But Abby is going to kick it off. Abby, what is in your black tank this week?
Okay, so for the first time ever, I think I'm going to have to give my black tank to Starbucks.
Uh-oh.
So I know it's about to get serious. Don't mind the trash, garbage man. So here we go. He feels the same way.
There's a dump truck that is dumping very loudly dumping a dumpster right behind us.
I think
we could not have timed this better.
I think
It's
he's
great.
doing it on purpose. So he's dumping his black tank. I'm about to dump mine. So I walked up to Starbucks today to do some work this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And on my way out, I was like, I need to use the bathroom before I walk home. I'm going to go ahead and do this. And I noticed as I was going in that this is a new Starbucks. They just opened up like a few days ago. They don't put sinks in their bathrooms.
Why?
So it's a community sink outside of the two bathroom areas. And so you go into the bathroom and you have everything there but a sink. And then you have to come out and you have to wash your hands.
I don't like that.
Right next to the door where everyone's coming in to get their coffee.
Yep.
No.
And everyone's out in the seating area. They can see you. And if you don't wash your hands, which I encourage you to always wash your hands, please.
Yeah.
But if you don't, everyone sees that you made the choice not to wash your hands.
I kind of like that part of it.
And that you left the bathroom after doing your business.
Right.
And you were like washing. I'm not even.
I don't
want to
be in like a restaurant. It's not a restaurant, but in like a restaurant, watching people wash their hands coming out of the bathroom. That's weird.
We had Jason and I had a long conversation about this when I got home because I was like, there's so many things about this that feel off to me. How is this code?
Right.
Like, what if you're in there and like let's talk from a parenting standpoint. What if you're in there with your little one and something goes awry?
Yeah, what if you get poop on your hands?
Exactly.
No, I mean,
And
we've all done it. Y'all have done it. Y'all wiped and missed. Y'all wiped and missed and got it on your little finger right there. You're all like, oh, man. Right? So you got to walk over to the sink like this and then start washing. You've been there. I've been there, too.
Look, I was trying to use my kids as like the buffer.
We've all been there once.
So now what do? You go grab the door handle, you go outside.
Now you're touching that door handle with your
Right. How black tank is that?
That's
real
a black tank.
It's
Yeah.
very, very,
right.
very black tank.
What's in your fresh tank this week?
This is a nice transition. So let's talk about food for a second. So my fresh tank this week goes to the Great British Baking Show, which just started back up a couple weeks ago at our house. We are huge fans of this show. We do a pilgrimage through it every single year. I don't know if you're familiar with Paul and Prue. It's a total British show. There's no drama. They all just have to bake things, and they get judged for it. And all they get at the end, the winner gets, is just a serving tray that says, congratulations, you won.
Nobody has like crazy backstories of like their dad dying and like.
They're not here for like.
That's
really,
the British. My dad was from England and he had no personality.
It is so is so neutral.
Yeah, no, in the best way.
It's so neutral, and when you just want to,
they eat beans on toast.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
what do
they
you
kicked
expect?
off this season with the weirdest intro ever, where they all dressed like Billy Ray Cyrus, doing a version of Achy Breaky Heart. Very strange.
So they channeled their inner American, and that brought them to Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yes.
So if you don't watch it, it's on Netflix. It's wonderful. It's just really chill. It's something that you can put on, and you don't have to think hard about it, and I think we do a lot of thinking, so it's really nice to just sort of turn that off and have really calm, chill British voices lull you to sleep at night. So that is my fresh tank for the week, which means I get to throw it to you now. So Matt.
So, I'm really nervous because I did have 2 black tanks of the week and 1 gray tank. I was a bath and a half motorhome. But like trying
That's
to
allowable.
It is allowable.
But I might have forgotten my second black tank. But if I remember it, I'll jump in.
You'll jump in, I'm sure.
So my first black tank of the week goes to Uber. Because there is no Uber drivers for the Albuquerque Balloon Festival, and I couldn't get a rental car. And when I did get lucky enough to get an Uber, they have then called me and said, "Oh, if you're headed to the Balloon Festival, I'm gonna cancel the ride on you." And I understand, but like just raise the price and make the price ridiculous. I got to get to the festival.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't take you because they didn't want to drive over here?
Correct.
And they didn't feel that the cost...
They actually have a rideshare drop-off here, too, which is hilarious.
It doesn't make any sense.
Call Lyft?
Well, with the... No. But with the closing of the roads, Jennifer from Care Camps, great organization, by the way, she's been driving me all week. So
well, we should say you're here in a hotel. You get to come in an RV this time.
Yeah, no, I would never have an RV here. Are you serious? No, I'm just kidding.
We've moved now from the dumpsters to our friends over here.
Yeah, playing their music.
They're going to play their music now.
That's okay.
So it's all good. It's all good.
Okay, so that was my first black tank, and I promise you, I do not remember my second black tank. But my gray tank of the week, gray is good, right?
Gray can be good. Gray is like that middle one where fresh is like, I think this is
fresh.
No,
fresh. No,
yeah.
no.
Fresh
Your
is good.
gray is when it's like...
Gray is like,
black and fresh,
it's okay.
right?
Yeah, you know, gray is like when you got the dirty water from washing the dishes.
Okay,
it's
well,
not
not gray tank. No, this is fresh tank.
Okay.
It just has to be to Sandy and RV Life and Lippert, just for organizing this event, getting everybody here. This is our first time meeting.
Yes.
Officially, and I love that. And all the other YouTubers here and all our West Coast fans or west of the Mississippi, just being here is really, really cool. And it's the opportunity of a lifetime. And I just want to thank Sandy and everybody else who helped.
Yeah.
But, good job, Sandy, wherever Sandy is.
She ran away.
Oh.
She ran away.
Just organizing something else.
She'll see
somewhere.
this on replay.
She's
Yes.
over. Yeah, she's organizing something for like 3 months from now too. She's
Yes.
a very busy human
But
being.
again, if I remember my second black tank, I'll just jump in.
Yeah, just
Okay.
cut him off. He talks a lot, so just cut him off. All right,
Oh,
Jay.
no.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. No. It was the second fresh tank.
Oh,
That's
all
what it
right.
was.
I like two fresh things.
Yes, to the white porta potties here at the
Oh,
campground.
those are nice.
No, not the regular porta potties.
Yeah.
those
No,
The white ones over there
they're
by
like-
that.
Oh my gosh, they're
The beer.
heated.
Yes.
They have music.
Yeah.
They are clean. Phenomenal.
beautiful.
Nobody wants to poop at a festival. You know what I'm saying?
People
Yeah,
are
but-
skipping them because they don't
Yeah.
understand.
People don't
They're
know
going
what they
into
are.
The porta
Don't,
potties
but
and
now
Oh,
you're
yeah.
giving it away because now everybody's
Now
gonna go
everybody's
in
No,
there.
They'll know for 50th anniversary.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was absolutely fantastic.
The
That was a
women
good
know
experience for you.
the women's line is very long at that one, and none of the men are going in. And you're
Right.
like,
So
it's
look,
great.
I had a negative black tank bathroom experience.
I have a positive
And now we
black
have a
tank. Yes.
positive. I
Yes.
like the way
We like the
balanced
potty
each other.
talk here on RV Miles.
My goodness gracious. Our kids are horrified. All right, Jay, what is in your black tank this week?
My black tank is sorry, I'm going to take it back to like real life RV industry.
Oh, man, you want to talk RVs?
So more news coming about the chip shortage. It's just never ending. The estimate now is that the chip shortage that's affecting all sorts of electronics, but it's affecting the automotive industry and therefore the RV industry for motorhomes really strongly because when the pandemic hit, they all canceled tons and tons of orders for chips. And then when things heated back up, they didn't have the capacity to order them anymore because these chip manufacturers had to shut down their production too. So this chip shortage it's been going on and on and on. So the estimates now that I've been reading over the last day or two are that it is going to continue through the end of 2022.
Wow.
That there will be a challenge to get some of these chips. And now that we're so far into this,
Yep.
some of the chips are obsolete, and the manufacturers don't want to make the obsolete ones
Wow.
anymore. They want to make the new ones.
Yeah.
And when you've got 10,000 Ford Super Duties sitting out at the Kentucky Motor Speedway waiting for chips, they're like the last generation chips that nobody wants to make. So Ford's like having to beg people to make them. So that's
Can I comment
Yeah.
on that as well?
Please.
So the problem with the RV industry, the F53 chassis cost like 50 grand-ish, and the E-Series chassis cost like 30 grand. And so Ford is prioritizing the 150s and the 250s and the Ford Edges rather than the standard
yeah.
F-Series or the E-Series chassis. They don't make much profit on them.
Yeah.
So obviously they're behind on the list as well. So as soon as the car industry does get going again, the RV industry will still be behind.
Yeah,
Yep.
and we talked on our news video last week about how there has been a reduction. For the first time, we're seeing a slowdown in one segment of RV shipments, and that's particularly motorhomes. The trailers are still up there, but motorhomes are slowing down, and it's particularly because it's hard for them to get them built.
Yep.
They can't build the capacity.
All right.
That's my black tank.
What is in your fresh tank this week?
My fresh tank is our friends over at Hourless Life. Eric and Brittany at Hourless Life. Check them out on YouTube, and they have a great blog as well. These folks,
They're amazing.
They live
amazing.
full time in a Jeep Gladiator
What?
Yes.
with a rooftop tent on it.
Crazy.
And they are literally in 4 days from when we're recording this, they are setting out to drive around the world.
Yes.
They are going to hit every continent that they can, probably not Antarctica. They'll be shipping their Jeep. They have already done a full circle tour of Mexico. So that was kind of their test for this. And they do it with their son Caspian, who's like 4 or 5 years old.
He's 4. He's a gem.
And he's awesome, and they are just an amazing family. We got to meet up at the RV Entrepreneur Summit, but I think a lot of the YouTubers are like, what's the next step that we could do? I know RV Love is burning down an RV somewhere right now. And these guys are going around the world. They're literally driving around the world in an RV with a kid that's 4 years old, and they're going to hit every country. They speak fluent Spanish. They're learning other languages as they go.
But
it's fantastic.
Here's the thing about them, though. This isn't a gimmick. This isn't to, what's the next YouTube thing.
Totally,
this is intentional. This is something that they have had on their hearts and minds for 4 years now. It has taken them 3 to 4 years to get to this place with their lives, with their business, and everything that they needed in order to cross the border and then go on this amazing adventure. And it's incredibly intentional for them, and they are so inspirational, and the content they put out is so honest and just they're beautiful people. I just really wish that we had met them sooner, because it will probably be, they think, 2 years before they're back in the States.
Wow.
And, they have been going across the country recently to different overlanding expos to show their rig and to allow people to see what this looks like for them. They're so generous with their time and what they're doing.
They consider themselves overlanders, which essentially means that they drive wherever, and they, whether there's a road or not, and they're essentially full-time boondockers on top of that. So it's not just like they're going to campgrounds around the world.
Right.
They're going wherever, and they're going to these amazing places, and they're just wonderful.
They're sleeping in the tent above?
The two adults sleep in the rooftop tent, and Caspian has his bedroom is the bed of the Renegade, because the Renegade is sort of like the Jeep truck, the length, or not the what is it, the
Gladiator.
The Gladiator is like the Jeep truck version, so it's the longer bed one. And so his room is that bed space, and the adults are in the truck on top. They have Caspian sits in one of the back seats. The other back seat is where their DC refrigerator is.
I think their kitchen slide. They have some. No, that's their fridge.
They have very limited stuff, but they've got a big solar panel on the front, and they can go forever, and it's amazing.
And they
sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I will be subscribing, and don't worry, there will not be a third Matt's RV Reviews channel to try to replicate
overlanding.
that. No.
Matt's overlanding.
No,
I would be
KOA is as far as I'll go.
Matt's KOA.
Yes, we're KOA campers.
It's pretty incredible, and we will link to their channel in the description for the YouTube video, but then also at rvmiles.com/214, so you can go and check them out yourself and support them on this, because it is just what an adventure they're giving for their son. I mean, they anticipate that this will take them 10 to 12 years to finish. So they will start with a preschooler, and they will probably end around the time their son is ready to go to college.
Wow.
What an incredible road schooling adventure.
I bet they get an RV to pull behind them, though. Like a little scamp or a little teardrop. A little teardrop.
One of those Sylvan Sport pop-up things. Those things are cool.
I think it'll depend on what country they're in, what they get. Like, they'll just grab a little something here and there. It's amazing. So.
All right, that's this week's episode of the RV Miles podcast. We want to thank Matt Foxcroft from Matt's RV Reviews for joining us, and our studio audience,
live studio
and
audience,
the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta for hosting us here, and RV Life in Lippert for bringing us here as well.
Yes, and of course, like we ask every single week, if you are enjoying the show, would you do us a favor and head over to Apple Podcasts and leave RV Miles a 5-star review? Your review is helping to put us in front of thousands of new listeners. We could not do it without you, so thank you so very much. If you would like to connect with Jason and I, the best place to do that is in the RV Miles Facebook group, which is closing in on 11,000 of the nicest RVers on Facebook. There you go. And so until next week, thank you so much for joining us. Be well, enjoy your fall, and keep logging those RV miles.
Bye, everybody.
All right.